Welcome back to Watts the Obsession, covering the Kiely Rodni case to ensure complete justice for Kiely. If you've been following the Kiely Rodni case, you likely know that the Nevada County Sheriff's Coroner's Office released its final report on the investigation into Kiely Rodni's death just the other day, several weeks short of when any of us expected we would receive the information. And oh boy, have these results been highly anticipated, and they are here. And it is no secret that many people are not satisfied. Not at all. I am one of them, and I want to explain to you exactly why I am not satisfied and some of the reasons that you yourself or others around you may not be satisfied with the outcome that are a little hard to pinpoint. In fact, I've had to seek the consult and wisdom of experts in certain areas of this case that know a heck of a lot more than I do. And I want to share with you and highlight three key areas all of these experts agree upon that speak volumes. In case you didn't know, I'm going to give you the spoiler alert now. The Nevada County's Coroner's Office did make a final declaration on the investigation into Kiely Rodni's death, and I will explain to you exactly how we know that is true. However, a final declaration on their investigation, which had many branches, is certainly not synonymous with there being a final conclusion of totality in regards to the facts, the events that happened, the timeline of the events that happened, or even the details of Kylie's death, including the cause and manner. Now, listen, guys, don't get me wrong. I have not set out from go to prove that there was foul play here. In fact, I tried hard to stay away from it a while, particularly because we are dealing with teenagers, kids, young people. But after seeing this play out, listening to all of you guys, and consulting with these experts in their relative fields, there simply is nothing else I could honestly conclude other than there is something seriously going wrong here. After taking a little time to sort of heal from a round of COVID, reading all the reports, listening to what you guys had to say, your concerns and your insights, along with the opinions I had developed myself and the conclusions that we've come to as I consulted these three experts in three different fields that are critical to this case, I want to lay out for you in this video my three major overarching concerns. Do you share these concerns? And from here, we will break things down into the crime scene investigation, the toxicology report, and the investigative reporting in real time during the days Kiely was missing and after her car had been discovered by Adventures with Purpose, detailing each of the issues and inconsistencies that have come about. And guys, this is not nitpicking. This is some serious, major stuff. I just can't get over it. Many of us can't get over it because we shouldn't get over it. I know I myself have spoken many times about the absolutely sloppy recovery of Kylie's car once it was found by Adventures with Purpose with her remains inside. And this all lends to an even bigger question. Why did law enforcement fail to follow protocol and procedure of forensic pathology and crime scene investigation, analysis, and recovery in nearly, if not all, notable categories of this investigation and recovery of Kiely Rodni's car and her remains. Question: why did law enforcement fail to properly document the crime scene as they would in any other investigation, whether it happened in land, sea, or air, with photographs, documentation like marks, markers, prints, measurement, quantifiable and qualifiable measures that are agreed upon in crime scene analysis, crime scene and victim recovery. This was all but absent in this case. Why did law enforcement, with all of these agencies, including the FBI, say, oh, screw it, death of a 16-year-old girl who'd been described as a savant and this wonderful person who had this whole fabulous life ahead of her, we're just going to, throw this one to the birds. We're just going to go like roughshod all over the place. And we are not going to follow any typical protocols or procedures that we usually do to do our job well and to ensure that we are doing right by the victims and the communities we serve. Why was that all thrown out the window in this case? Huge issue number two. Okay, so let's give law enforcement a little bit of credit. We see that they did, get the shot. There are notes, there is a crime scene report, there is an autopsy, there is a toxicology report. There are some numbers, there are some things that were measured. Maybe I was being a little dramatic, maybe. So why, when there was an actual legitimate report on critical matters in how and why the life of this beautiful young girl ended, were there extreme, gaping, irreconcilable inconsistencies all over the place? Let me throw you some concretes here. In the pathologist report, in the autopsy report, you'll see about not even halfway down this page, there is a field that says body condition. And it states, the body showed obvious signs of bloating, lividity, and decomposition. There was skin sloughage and no positive identification could be made due to the decomposition present on the face. So those notes are normal. We would expect some decomposition and possibly inability to positively identify Kiely due to that decomposition. We hear that all the time, right? So in the fourth field down on page number 1 of the final report of the investigation, there's a field that says identification. In that field, it states Detective Strackus during the autopsy, meaning Detective Strackus during the autopsy was able to positively identify Kiely, which is so curious because the pathologist just stated that the body condition was such that Kiely was not identifiable by her facial features due to the various conditions that were described, which is a huge inconsistency. Now, I don't want to take credit for identifying this myself. It was actually a physician who does a lot of toxicology work, who I consulted, who pointed this out to me, and we will be hearing a lot more from him in days to come. He finds this to be a huge issue. One of the other physicians I consulted, her name is Dr. Dre. She's a friend of mine. That's why the casual name. Absolutely agreed and identified this inconsistency on her own, separate from the other physician. And I'll tell you more about that. The live stream on Thursday, if not sooner. I just have to get back to moving towards 100% after this COVID. And also, my son's birthday is on Wednesday evening. Quiet behind the scenes for the past week and a half or so because I've been sick, but I have been studying up. I've been getting interviews with experts, and guys, We have so much to discuss. Please leave a comment letting me know what you think because we all want to know what you think. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of this channel. Let's ensure that we find justice for Kiely.